Sanding a gun stock requires a solid approach, good sandpaper, and a steady hand. Let's take a look at this process. Here we have quality sandpaper in 100, 150, and 220 grits, and a sanding block. I start with the 100 grit paper, attaching it to the block with a strip of masking tape. Then, following the sanding diagram in the Miles Gilbert Advanced Stock Refinishing Kit, I begin sanding the comb, then the toe. I've left the trigger guard in place to preserve the edges of the inletting. Once the toe line has been sanded, I'll move to the sides of the stock, removing all of the file marks and scratches. I'm very careful to preserve the curves and lines of the stock. As the paper wears down, I simply tear off the worn part, exposing a fresh surface, and continue sanding. The wrist is sanded along with the head of the stock. These same principles also apply to the fore end. After each sanding, I wet the stock with a moist paper towel and dry it with a heat gun. This raises the grain of the wood, allowing me to cut off the whiskers with the next sanding. After the last sanding with 220 grit, I use a tack rag to remove the sanding dust. The tack rag is tacky, and dust sticks to it. Once tacked off, I'll apply stock sealer liberally to all the surface of the stock and fore end, including the inletting. This is my favorite part of stock finishing, as you can begin to see the beauty of the grain and what the finished stock will look like. I reapply sealer to any parts of the stock that have begun to dry. Any sealer that hasn't soaked in after 20 minutes is wiped off, and the stock and fore end are hung to dry. After drying overnight, I'm ready to fill the grain. Equal parts of rotten stone and bone black are mixed with a bit of sealer to make a thick paste. Then, the corner of a folded paper towel is used to rub the mixture into the stock. Once thoroughly coated, I use a piece of burlap and, rubbing across the grain, remove everything from the surface of the stock. Now I have rotten stone and bone black only in the pores of the stock, enhancing the grain. After letting the filler dry for 24 hours, I can begin applying the finish.